something that has caught my attention lately is your guitar playing videos. You are playing really, really, really well.
Thank
Way
you.
better than me, for example.
Uh,
How long have you been playing?
so my history with the guitar is this: when I was a really little kid, before I played the piano, my brother was taking guitar lessons, and I used to watch him from the stairs, sitting on the stairs, watching his lesson. And I think I learned more than him. So through the years, I would pick up the guitar maybe once or twice in a year, just to pick it up, and I could kind of almost naturally go, And then backstage, occasionally I'd pick up John Petrucci's guitar, and I just messed around a little bit, a couple times in a year, maybe not more than that, really. And then about 9 months ago, maybe closer to 10 months at this point, I looked at a couple of the guitars that John Petrucci had given me over the years. It's been 23 years in Dream Theater. So he actually was so nice and gave me a couple Majesty guitars along the way. And I also had the Strandberg guitar that my friend Pliny had sent to me. So I looked at them and I thought, wow, I could really learn to actually play I could like
Yeah.
do this, like I have good fingers, I know something about music. I could play this guitar instead of just picking them up every now and then and just bullshitting around and doing like nothing. I could do it. So I started on a path of learning the guitar. And since I made that decision 10 months ago, I played every day. And sometimes let's say play, it's a difference between playing and practicing. But I've
Sure.
practiced a lot, but at least I picked it up and played every day. And what's really amazing about it is that, well, a lot of things are amazing about it. Number one is, because because I know a lot of really great guitar players and they're kind of in my circle of like friends or connections. One thing I decided to do is to reach out, say, hey, even if I didn't know the person, I saw they were a great player, like on Instagram or something, I'd go, hey, this is Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater. You're such a great player. I'd love to learn a riff from you or something like that. So ended up between the people that I contacted who are now like new friends and the ones that I had that I also contacted to say, hey, show me something. I had this amazing time, this very social, time, mostly online, just meeting
Nice.
people and getting riffs and getting perspectives about guitar playing. And it's so enjoyable. I have so many new cool friends in the guitar community. I've just found that there's a lot of guys out there. They don't necessarily have like amazing careers, but they might be amazing guitar players. A lot of guys from like South America. Actually, you're in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Some incredible Brazilian guitar players like, Mateus Asado, who I hung out with the other day, who's
Wow.
just a phenomenal guitar player. We ended up writing a little piece of music that we put on Instagram a few days ago because I went out and saw him in the Silk Sonic show because he plays guitar with Bruno
Sure.
Mars.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's in Boston whose name is Gustavo Assis Brasil, who is
Yes.
incredible hybrid picking guy. Just he's a teacher in a school, but the guy is like one of the most amazing, guitarists, hybrid picker guys that I've ever seen in my whole life. Um, the list goes on. I mean, there's so
I know
many.
you did a lesson with Mauricio, Alabama.
That guy, incredible, yeah. Mr. Alabama. He showed me all about like playing with my right
Exactly.
hand, and now I'm getting better at it. Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting better, and I have to contact him because I want to see him if possible, when I come down there, because I really been practicing with the right hand as well. So it's been amazing. One of the funny things about it is I'm learning so many different techniques. There's just not enough time in the day. So I also need to practice the piano and write music
Yeah.
and do family stuff and all that. But all I really want to do is sit around playing the guitar because I'm enjoying it so much. It's really, really fun. But I'm learning all these things. Like I'm doing like hybrid picking and stuff that, you know, it's just funny because there's a lot of ways to play the guitar. So I'm kind of like an open book, as they say, to like all these things. So it's been great. But the other part of it is that, you know, at 65 years old, which is what I
Yeah.
am now, you'd think that one couldn't learn something so easily, like learn a new thing. But I find that I'm finding that, hey, I can do this. I can totally learn this, and I can learn the mechanics of the instrument, and I can totally do it. Maybe some other people couldn't, but I think that I'm kind of a testament to to the fact that people who are any age can learn something. It's just you have to set your mind to it. And one thing that is a little bit more difficult, I would say, is that it's harder to have the same kind of patience that you have as a young person. You know, like doing hybrid picking. You play the
Yeah.
guitar, so you probably try. So Gustavo Brasil does this thing where he picks and then he uses all his fingers, even his
Hmm.
pinky, to play the rest of the strings,
This is
and
hard.
it's hard, and it feels a little awkward at first, but it's possible, and you have to keep on doing it. So I reached a point where I was like, okay, I can kind of do it, but is it going to get better? But I'm only been doing it for like a week, but I'm feeling a little like frustrated. And I spoke to Gustavo, and he said, "You're doing it fine." He said, "It's just a matter of hours. You just have to like spend the time, and just do it, because it's just hours." And that's what a lot of these things are. And I think about when I was a kid, and I was playing the piano. So I started when I was 7, and then I went to Juilliard when I was 9, playing classical music. And I would sit and practice, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, every day, practicing scales and arpeggios. And I don't remember exactly how it came together necessarily. It was a long time ago, but
Hmm.
I'm sitting there, I'm doing my, I'm
Yeah.
doing the thing, and I'm doing it for hours a day. And so as an adult, it's a little harder to have to go through a process like that. And there's no, and the sad thing for people is that they think that music is just like, magical, like it's just going to happen. Like you sit, like as if Guthrie Govan just picked up the guitar and without practicing plays the way he does, or Bumblefoot's just fucking, he picks it up, he just fucking does it, and it's like there. No, these guys are like, we're all
Takes
addicts.
years.
We're all practicing our brains out, spending the time and sweating, and I'm slamming my hands in the piano because I'm frustrated, and then I start again and I try it again, and I keep on doing it. So the sad part is that it's not just magic. I mean, maybe part of it is, but it's a lot of when you're playing an instrument like that, or when you're doing anything serious, even if you're programming the computer, not physically playing, it takes a long time to get good at something. Especially a mechanical thing where like you're trying to do this with your fingers, on each string. It's like there's no shortcut. So it's also for me, this whole guitar journey is also a lesson in patience.
Nice, nice. And do you think about in the future of developing or being part of a project, just being the guitar player?
Yeah, I don't know, man, because like that's not necessarily. I mean, that's maybe like a off kind of dream, if you will. It's not the reason that I'm playing the
Yeah.
guitar. The reason I'm playing it is because I was attracted to it. It's really interesting for me to try something new like that. It's exciting for me to get better at something, and I just been enjoying the process. That's what this is. I'm totally enjoying the process. If one day, like when I'm making my next album, I can play, I can say, oh wow, I could play the guitar on that part. I could play some cool riffs there. Great. But I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not that good yet. I'm just I'm still like learning. So, and that's what the joy is. That's where I'm at right now.
And obviously, speaking of guitar,
Yeah.
you have an expert on your band, right, John Petrucci? Do you jam? Do you have guitar jams in the rehearsals? How's that going?
Yeah, John Petrucci is a pretty good guitar player, right?
Yeah, yeah, he knows something.
He's okay. No, John is the king. He's the
Come
best.
on, man. Come
So
on.
and what's funny is that now that I'm playing more guitar, I will have a bigger appreciation where I go, like in the studio when we're writing, I go as I play that, and then he looks at his guitar, and like I'll have a better appreciation for what it takes to figure out where those notes are on a guitar. Like I'll be like have some more understanding. So but John's been very cool about my guitar thing. He occasionally he'll throw a little little tidbit out there for me to
Nice.
or show me. I'll ask him. He's really sweet about it. I'll ask him a question, and he'll kind of give me his perspective or show me something. You know, he's you know, I don't want to bug him too much about it. You know, but he's really nice about the whole thing.